Welcome back, guys. It's your boy DELRAY Richardson, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, Straight Game TV. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your time. Well, we got to get into this tonight. It's a great Sunday night. All the football fans out there watching football had to chime in and go in regards to this situation here. Once again, biting the hand that feeds you or the hands that have fed you. Your boy DELRAY, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, Straight Game TV. I'm gonna wait for a few more people to come up in here, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Yes, indeed. I'm waiting on y'all. Kevin Robinson, what's good? What's good, Playboy? Everything's good. I had to chime in. My name was mentioned again. I've been trying to do my thing and stay in my lane and all of those things. Jason Singer, what's happening? What's good? We must get into this. Brittany Marie, what's good, Brittany? How you doing? Happy holidays to you too. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, for the people who are not familiar with me, my name is DELRAY, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, Straight Game TV for the people, because this video is going to be very informing. I just want you to know. For the people who may not know, in regards to Tupac Shakur, let me explain something to you from the beginning. In Morris, New York State of Mind, Kiss Brown, what's good? Julius Jackson, happy holidays. Black Cash Dreams, happy holidays to everybody. For the people who might not know, I'm going to get into this like this. For the people who might not know, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., better known as Reginald Wright Jr., former police officer, failed drug dealer, failed money launderer, failed head of security at Death Row. He failed Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight on September 7th, 1996, just to let you know that. But recently, Rudolph Watson, Philip Burks, what's that? Reese's World, what's good? Rain G4 sliding through. I appreciate you. Julius Jackson. Once again, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., for all of you who may know him as Reggie Wright Jr., is one of the #1 clout chasers on YouTube. But more importantly than that, Reggie Wright Jr., or should I say Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., whichever you want to consider him. I consider him Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. because he is a confirmed government informant, says he does not hesitate to inform the FBI or whoever else that he wants to when it's in regards to crooked mayors, like mayors of a city, I'm giving you his words, or basically niggas that he don't like, meaning black men that he doesn't like. If he doesn't like you, and you may be suspected of doing something wrong, or the word is out that you might be doing something wrong, or could be, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. will make that call to law enforcement and inform on you through his own words and what he has said. And I've done videos on that in the past. Let's be clear about that. This is what he said. He said he informs on crooked mayors. He said the only time he cooperates with the FBI is against crooked mayors and against niggas that he don't like. That's Reggie Wright's own words. Like I said, so that's not coming from me. I just want to, keep this as unbiased as possible. And so, For most people that don't know, recently Vlad TV did an interview, or is currently airing an interview with 2Pac's biological father, Billy Garland. And in that interview, Billy Garland, when he first opens up with the interview, gives a shout out to myself and the Art of Dialogue in assisting him in wanting to clear the air about some of the other things that he felt like he wanted to clear the air about as a grown man. Vlad was seeking that interview, and Mr. Garland and myself, and Art of Dialogue helped to facilitate that interview, because Mr. Garland didn't really want to do the interview. And like I said, after some time, he felt like he wanted to do it as a grown man. I don't tell grown men what to do or how to do it from that perspective. So with that being said, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. once again being jealous that Vlad no longer probably has him over there doing his little segment that he used to do from that perspective, now hating on Billy Garland and calling him various names when he's never really truly honestly met Billy Garland before, if you will. So Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. did a video today calling myself names, calling the Art of Dialogue names, calling Billy Garland names, basically disparaging one other person in Vlad who put money into Reggie's pockets, and hating on his content at this particular time, which I told you guys that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is loyal to no one or nothing if they're not paying him. But let me be clear about this. You see, Reggie is guilty, and the guilt has been eating him up for years. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., better known as Reginald Wright Jr., was the person who sabotaged 2Pac's security in Las Vegas on September 7th, 1996. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot put any more emphasis on this. And I think people really don't pay as much attention to it as they need to, as it is a very important key to the death of 2Pac Shakur. And the reason that I say this is because 2Pac saw fit. He saw fit. Think about this. I've never heard of 2Pac actually firing anybody other than David Kenner and Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., right? I think he fired David Kenner because he saw the conflict of interest and David Kenner owning a piece of Death Row and then kind of participating in the management of him and him being his attorney, also being Death Row's attorney at that particular time. But the particular firing of Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. Was eye-opening. And the reason that was eye-opening was because of the fact that Suge Knight just spoke out recently and called Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. one of the worst things that you probably can call a person, other than, you know, Reggie being a self-confessed government informant, according to his own words, not mine. This is what he said. And but Suge Knight spoke out recently and called Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. a Judas. If you guys did not hear that interview. And the reason that he called him a Judas is because the night at the Soul Train Music Awards, for the people who don't know, who are just chiming in, the night at the Soul Train Music Awards, when they had ran into Puffy and Biggie and so on and so forth, Reggie, against the best interest of Suge Knight, Death Row, and everybody else, called the police on his own boss for something that did not happen as of yet. The undermining of his own boss at that particular time, but then when once called out just recently by Suge in calling Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. a Judas, Reggie then pretends to the reason why he admitted to it. He copped to it. He said, yeah, I did it. You know what I mean? No shame at all. Yeah, I did it, but I was trying to save Suge. And he was talking about all of the times that he had saved Suge. Saved him. I saved him here. I saved him there. I saved him from this and I saved him from that. We know that's a lie, because when it really came time to saving Suge and Tupac Shakur, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was nowhere to be found. As a matter of fact, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was behind the scenes trying to sabotage the security of Tupac Shakur and of Suge Knight on that very night on September 7th, 1996. But today in the video they just released, he now pretends to be a savior of Suge Knight, a friend of Tupac Shakur, a friend of Afeni Shakur, when nothing could be further from the truth when Tupac was alive. And when Miss Afeni Shakur was alive, based on the fact that Afeni didn't know really that Reggie was the one who sabotaged the security. This has just come to light recently because the letter that Tupac sent firing Reggie, right, on August 27th, 1996, had just surfaced as about a year, I'll say a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, if you will, right? And Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. had been denying the letter even existed. So today he does a video hating on his former employer in Vlad. I'm sure I would think that Vlad might have was paying him at one time when he was over there prevalent on Vlad's channel, right? This is what happens when you no longer want to associate with the bad element that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is. He then goes in and tries to criticize one's content, right? Because he no longer is participating in that exposure that he once had. As of recently, the Art of Dialogue yanked and pulled all of Reggie the Rat Wright Jr.'s videos that the Art of Dialogue had paid him for. This is how much disdain he has created in the community of people who used to support him. The Art of Dialogue yanked all of his videos off of his channel. Every last one of the videos of Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. has been taken down off the Art of Dialogue. Sometimes the money ain't that good to be dealing with people of that type of character, if you will. And so now, today he does a video, calls Mr. Tupac's biological father names, calls me names, calls the Art of Dialogue names, slanders and curses and demeans of Vlad's interview of Billy Garland, right? With no shame at all. And I'm sure he'll try to come back then and say, oh no, I wasn't talking about Vlad. Well, sure you were. But the little underhand games and tactics that he's been pulling and the behind the scenes little pillow talking and chit chatting and jaw jacking and all of the things that he's been doing, right? This here is nothing new, as his own former boss and Suge Knight recently discussed that Reggie is nothing more than a Judas. We know, I've told you guys, for the people that are just tuning in, Reggie was the one who sabotaged Tupac Shakur's security in Las Vegas on that night, and he did it on purpose. He didn't give a damn whether anything happened to Tupac on that night. He didn't. He didn't care. When Suge had told him as an employee of Death Row, as an employee, hey, you need to send more security down here for Tupac, Reggie didn't send nobody. He disobeyed a direct order from his boss at that particular time. He disobeyed a direct order from Suge Knight at that particular time. Suge Knight even said it. So I need you to understand, when you hear Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. come out with these videos claiming to know something about somebody's information and calling the person in Billy Garland who was there at the hospital with Tupac, who went to Dannemora to see his son, right? Who had a relationship with his son. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. knows nothing about Billy Garland and Billy Garland's relationship with his son Tupac Shakur. The only reason he did the video, it was another poorly established clout chasing move with him and Gullible John over there on Bums First. They have no content of their own, have no real true life of his own. He lives vicariously through the people who were successful and have had success in their lives. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is a failed drug dealer, a failed money launderer, a failed police officer, a failed head of security for death row. He has failed at damn near everything that he's done, and he's now failing over there at Bums First, trying to go and clout chase other people who are actively out here doing a stellar job and trying to bring people new and interesting and informed information. Right? Thank you, Rain G4. Appreciate it. But more importantly, I want you to understand why 2Pac fired Reggie. 2Pac fired Reggie because he saw that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was a crooked police officer who would do anything for $1. Absolutely. And he was a hypocrite. See, at 1 minute, he wanted to straddle the fence because he wanted to be with the homies. And he's confessed to this. He said, I'm the type of person that tried to work on both sides of the law. He said this when speaking about the good brother Ayatollah Marv, right? He spoke on how he liked to straddle the fence, play both sides of the law. 1 minute he wants to sell drugs, and try to play gangster and do all of these things. Then the next minute, when it gets hot, he now wants to sit in the prosecutor's day chair and say, hey, you know what? I'll tell y'all everything as long as I don't go to jail, or, as long as everybody else went to jail. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, you have to understand this type of individual. Most men who conduct themselves and who may have made a mistake in their life, go and cop to what they did, go sit down, lay down, and do the time. I messed up. Everybody's not perfect. You stand up as a man, you be accountable for what you did, and you go sit down and do your time. Right? Reggie the Rat Jr. has talked about Harry O. As we've seen Harry O go from doing 30 years, I call it going from the penitentiary to the presidential palace. May you like Donald Trump or don't like Donald Trump. Harry O went from penitentiary right next to the president. You can't really hate on nothing like that. I don't care who you are. You understand what I'm saying? And you might not like Donald Trump, and whatever that is, that's a hell of a move, man. After doing 30 years in prison, and the guy granting you some clemency on your time, and then you coming out and bettering yourself, and then trying to start an organization in which it's going to try to better the community. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. tried to even demean that. But more importantly, the art of dialogue has put money in Reggie the Rat Wright Jr.'s pocket. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. turned on him, start calling him names, right? Behind Vlad's back, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. talks about Vlad. Little does he know it. Oh, absolutely. That's the game he plays. As you see, he was quick to criticize the interview that his former employer / sometimes might be friend is doing an interview. What type of person doesn't just sit back and reserve their judgment of what they may feel about something and let the person go through with what they've done on their investment? Not Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. He's not that kind of guy. He's bitter. He's vindictive, right? And we see now, and understanding everything that comes full circle, he lied about running death row. He lied about not being fired by 2Pac until Yasmin Fuller, who he also spoke negative about today in that video, right? Who hasn't mentioned Reggie's name, I don't think, ever in person. And get this, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. was the person who took Yaki Gaddafi down to testify in front of the police, right? Against his own mother's will. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. took Yaki Gaddafi on the night that 2Pac was shot to the police station. And Yaki Gaddafi was actually underage. And Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. has the audacity to talk about this dead young man's mother. Who does that? A Judas does that. Yasmin Fula is a respected member of the community, has never done nothing to this guy, right? But Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. consistently mentions her name in a disrespectful manner because he has no respect for himself or those who have helped him out. So I must make this video because he mentioned me. He didn't call me by name. He called me a name, a derogatory name, and insinuated that I was something that I was not. So I must make this video to constantly remind you that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is a self-confessed informant for the FBI whenever he feels like it's favorable, right? Then one minute he talking that talk, and the next minute he talking about the homie who may be from somewhere as if they best buddies. I don't know where they do that at. Like I said, if that's what a person wants to do with their time, that's what a person wants to do with their time. But when somebody calls me a name and I haven't said anything in regards to them derogatory, I must address it as such. The most important thing you need to know is that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. sabotaged the security on 2Pac that night in Vegas, man. If that didn't happen, 2Pac would probably still be here. There would have been a lot of other things around to be able to prevent what happened from happening. Wasn't even supposed to be privy to any of what that was. But because Frank Alexander, whom Reggie also talks ill of after his death, Michael Moore, who Reggie also talks ill of, has told us that Reggie, in fact, sabotaged the security on 2Pac that night. So as he speaks, when you listen to him speak, know that this is the guy who said in one of his videos, fuck 2Pac. I put the video up. You can go check the older videos that I put up. I actually put that. They actually tried to get that taken down. He said, fuck 2Pac. Fuck that nigga. He hated 2Pac's guts, man. He hated 2Pac's guts. He was jealous of the fact that 2Pac and Suge had became road dogs, despite the fact that him and Suge grew up in Compton together. And he couldn't ride on all of the rides or ride in none of the rides. So therefore, 2Pac's father then goes and does an interview with Vlad, right? Even when I did the interview with him first, Reggie had something to say. He was hoping that we said something about him so bad. We said nothing about him. He felt left out, so he felt like he should chime in. And I can assure you that Billy Garland didn't say anything about Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. in this Vlad interview either. You understand what I'm saying? Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is a non-factor. He is a failure who has been trying to prop himself up as a winner, as someone who ran Death Row. Suge Knight just came out and told us, Reggie didn't run Death Row. Michelle A. ran Death Row. He said it in an affidavit in court. I've showed you guys so many months before Suge had begun to speak in regards to that, right? Then Suge finally came out and told the world. No, he didn't. Once again. And so I don't tell Billy Garland what to say. Billy Garland is a grown man, old enough to be my father, right? But if you listen to Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., then you would hear him say that, you know, Billy Garland is listening to me and a host of other people, Art of Dialogue and so on and so forth. Art of Dialogue ain't never spoke to Billy Garland a day in his life. So once again, Reggie is now lying. He's lying. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So once again, I must, in my name being mentioned, I must come up and speak up and inform you about the truth. The truth of the matter is, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is no good for no one, and not even himself. He's proven it by the way he disrespects Vlad and his platform and his content. You know, he basically says that Vlad talks too much in his interviews, right? He says all of these things, but then he then wants to go and try to play friends, right? He's trying to play both sides of the fence. You know, Billy Garland is capping. He doesn't know the man. He's never talked to him, right? But like I said, once again, when you're a failure, all you know how to do is talk bad about people who are winning. And hopefully it might be somehow transferable, but it's not. So I needed to bring you guys this video and let you guys understand. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. even lied about the Nextel radios, and he had finally admitted it for the people who are just tuning in. You know, Michael Moore said he heard over the radio after Tupac got shot. Got him. Don't say nothing else over the radio. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. had been denying that even happened for the last 27 years. And when Keefe D got arrested, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., well, should I say my bad? Before Keefe D got arrested, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. went over to the grand jury and testified in front of the grand jury that the Nextel radios did have the walkie-talkie feature that he had been denying for the last 27 years. When Michael Moore initially said it when it happened, he was calling Michael Moore a liar. That the Nextel radio couldn't even do what he said he could do, was his words. But when Keefe D was arrested, lo and behold, did we know that he went over there and testified finally. He finally admitted it. Frank Alexander didn't call me on the radio, you know, because the radio had a walkie-talkie feature. Oh, it did? When Michael Moore said that it had that, and he heard got him over Reggie's radio, but when they were getting in the car to go to the hospital, Reggie had denied that for the last 27 years. I did a video on it. I put the transcript from the grand jury in that video. This is all facts. So when we sit down and we understand, people go to Reggie as if he's some deity about the death row. Listen, or knew something about Tupac. He didn't know anything. He didn't know nothing about Tupac's love life or none of that. He always got second and third hand information, and none of it was half-assed, if not true. Recently, he even came out and said Tupac and Suge Knight was doing freak-offs. What? See? Once again, sometimes the snitching is dry and sometimes it's wet. You see what I'm saying? But it's still the same thing. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. did not know nothing about Tupac Shakur's business, about nothing. And I'm going to tell you how I know that. Listen, I'm going to give you some facts now. If that was so, how come Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. didn't know that Tupac wasn't actually signed to death row and that he was still signed to Interscope when me and Art of Dialogue brung it out on when we did the video and I showed the whole world the contract, the bail agreement, the bail release contract, that it had to go in front of the judge. There was a 3-judge panel that gave Tupac, finally gave him bail. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. didn't know nothing about none of that. Don't you think the person that was claiming to run death row at that particular time or was that close to the game would know something as important as that? He didn't know. And the reason why he didn't know was because he wasn't in charge. He was just security, just like Suge Knight just said recently. And Tupac did not fuck with him, is what Suge said. Let's be clear about that. So much so that he fired him. You're fired. I'm done. Not so much as that, but also sent an email, or should I say, I'm sorry, a fax, and signed the fax. Reggie claimed like he never got the facts. But we know that was a lie too, because he had mentioned it in a video. Oh man, you know, Suge asked him, well, what is security at? What Pac security at, Reg? Well, shit, he sent the facts over earlier today. Facts over firing me. What? See, he had forgot he did that video, right? He had forgot that he had talked about 2Pac firing him and sending the facts. So when Yasmin, and see, this is the funny part, he said that before Yasmin actually put out the facts. So when the facts came out, when she finally did release it, he was like, I never got it. Man, y'all don't understand what I'm telling y'all, man. Listen to me. Let me explain this to you. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. had mentioned that 2Pac had sent him a fax firing him before the fax was actually released to the public, before the world had actually seen the facts, right? He had mentioned it. He lies so much that he forgot about that. So when the actual facts was released after he had did the video about it, he went back into denial mode. I ain't never get no facts. I never saw it. I never got it. I did the video about it. There's a short on my page in regards to that. And then I played the audio from the interview that he did before, mentioning the fact that he had got the facts and he was fired. So if you're listening to him, you might want to double check that. You might want to, move back from that, because you are what you eat and the information that you consume. And if you consume a lot of bullshit, that shit's kind of transferable, man. Bullshit is transferable to, you can't wallow in shit long enough that you ain't gonna smell like it. You understand what I'm saying? So when you understand that the information that one takes in, the lies, the hate, the garbage, right? So now, with that being said, and the lie actually being revealed, there in the truth lies what happened in Vegas. That's why he pulled the security off of 2Pac. Yeah, he pulled the security off. That's why he did that. And he lied about where it happened at. It happened in Vegas when Suge asked him that, because Suge asked him to send some more security guards, and he never sent them. So in fact, beyond any shadow of a doubt, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. is partly responsible for the death of 2Pac Shakur by way of sabotaging security, disobeying a direct order from his boss at the time, Suge Knight. And when Suge told him, Suge said it, man. Listen, Suge said, what'd he say? Suge said, that's why I had two of the best guys on 2Pac that night. But what? What did Suge say? But Reggie pulled them off of him. Suge said that he sabotaged the security. I didn't say it. But Reggie pulled them off of him. Suge also said it didn't have to happen like that. That's why I told him to send 5 more securities from the nightclub, but Reggie didn't send nobody. Suge Knight said that, y'all. So no one, not even Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., can deny those facts, like he tried to deny the fact that he was fired. So I need you to know that. Now he's talking about Billy Garland. Doesn't know Billy Garland. Now he's trying to sabotage Vlad's video with Billy Garland in it, because his name ain't mentioned, and nobody's mentioning his name because he's not important. Doesn't really matter. Everybody know he was fired, right? After you're fired, you don't really matter no more. Mad because once again, Vlad no longer has Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. on his channel no more. He don't need you no more. The numbers wasn't looking good, player. The numbers wasn't looking good, player. It's time to move on. And so, once again, you didn't hear about Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. and Gullible John also fudging their subscribers with the fake subscribers? Yeah, they got caught. with the fake. You know how people they get the fake subscribers on their channel. Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. and Gullible John got caught over there on Bums First, with the fake subscribers. YouTube caught them, and they cut out a lot of the fake views. You know, they was escalating the views. You know, using bots and all of those type of things, trying to get up the views, making you think that more people were watching the videos that were actually watching them. Yeah, they was using bots, and YouTube took away a couple of 100,000 views of them fake views that they got. They didn't tell you about that. You see? So when we talk about what it is and what it isn't, I needed to make this video because of that, because they mentioned me and put my name into some disparaging remarks. I must let you know that Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. sabotaged 2Pac's security on September 7th, 1996, man. It's a serious thing that most people don't really pay attention to. See, while he's out here trying to be like, the guy who formerly ran Death Row, this is what you need to be focused on. Like, yo, this is the guy right here who pulled the security off of 2Pac that night and tried to get Michael Moore not to be, well, he actually didn't try. He did get Michael Moore not to be by 2Pac's side. The only guy who was carrying a firearm at that particular time who wouldn't relinquish his firearm of being a security. Michael Moore said this out of his own mouth. And how funny Reggie was acting. Frank Alexander said that out of his own mouth in regards to what happened that night. So when you listen to Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. talk, please remember, this is the guy who sabotaged the security. This is the guy who hijacked Suge Knight's Twitter account and started putting negative stuff about other people, right? And supposedly in relation to 2Pac's death that wasn't true, that made it look like somebody truly affiliated with Suge Knight was actually doing it. And then when they tried to get the passcode to the Twitter account, then Reggie then came back and was like, yeah, y'all know how to get in touch with me, trying to basically hold the Twitter account passcode for hostage or for payment, if you will. These little underhanded, dirty tactics, man. He also tried to blackmail Snoop. Yeah, he tried to blackmail Snoop. Talking about he had videos of dog fighting and all of this old garbage, which he really didn't have. Once again, this is who he is. Only Judases make moves like that. Only people with a heart full of hate and try to make moves like that. These are facts, y'all. These are facts. You know, he claimed to know about the Jamie Foxx situation, talking about, yeah, you know, P. Diddy did something to Jamie Foxx. He don't know nothing about that, man. He was nowhere around nothing like that, man. He just making up stories, trying to get people to watch Bums First. And it's kind of disheartening, if you will. It's kind of disheartening. Like I said, the only reason why I'm making this video is because he mentioned my name in a disparaging, disrespectful manner. I must let you know truthfully, right? They say lies run sprints, but the truth runs marathons. Period. When he got locked up in his federal case, everybody else still in jail. He the only one went to the camp, man. He went to the camp. How you get to the camp, man? How did everybody else go to prison, man, for a long time? You the only person that went to the camp. And you were supposed to be one of the spearheading guys behind all of that. He worked that magic. He worked that magic, man. You see? You know, so while one is standing tall, being accountable for what they did in society, because nobody's perfect, taking responsibility for your actions as a man, so that when you come back, hopefully you can come back a better person and learn something from what you did, right? Not Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. No, he's still out here talking crazy about people, knowing he sabotaged the security against 2Pac in Vegas, talking crazy about Michael Moore, even though he's passed and deceased, talking crazy about Frank Alexander, though he's passed and deceased, you know, talking crazy, calling Suge Knight a rat and a snitch, the guy who actually put him on the map and put food on the table. Now he talking about a Vlad video with Billy Garland, you know, disparaging and talking disrespectfully about that. talking disrespectfully about Billy Garland himself, a man he does not know and has not never met before, talking crazy about me. He never met me, don't really know me, right? Talking crazy about the art of dialogue, people who actually put food on the table and helped him at his most, and when he was in his most dire need. That's Reggie the Rat Wright Jr., man. Don't you ever forget that about him, no matter what you do. So when he come out here and he start masquerading and he talking about, oh, because not really saying anything. Let's be clear, not really saying anything. That's his opinion. But that's your opinion too. But at least Billy Garland actually was there to witness and talk to his son about what he needed to talk to him about when he found out where his son was. Other than that, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. doesn't know anything. Well, tell us this. Why did 2Pac really fire you? Since you got so much information on everybody else. How was you the only one that went to camp when the charges came down? How's that? How come he lied on Suge Knight saying that the night and his father just recently talked and confessed and say, hey, my son was calling me from Vegas. He was calling me from Vegas, telling me that such and such and such just shot at 2Pac and Suge. How did Reggie know so fast? He wasn't even there. He said he was at Club 662. How did Reggie know? How did he know? Tell us how you knew, really, because you lied and said Suge told you. But Suge just came out recently, said he didn't talk to Reggie. He didn't tell Reggie nothing. Reggie said, I went to the hospital and I talked to Suge and he told me. Suge just came out recently, said Reggie did not come to the hospital, was not in his hospital room, or none of those things. And in fact, called Reggie a Judas. That's the worst thing you could ever be, especially from a guy who used to be your boss, who you sabotaged the security on September 7th, 1996. It's just as simple as that. So please, once again, failed security guard, failed drug dealer, failed money launderer, failed police officer, failing at this YouTube thing, failing his friends and people who helped him out and put food on his table, right? Put money in his pocket, put money on his commissary when he was locked up. All of those people, Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. has turned against. All of them. Gullible John, oh, you next. Yeah, you just don't know it yet. Stop bringing them on the channel. Well, yeah, you can't stop doing that because you ain't got no content of your own. You ain't got no life of your own. Suge already said he didn't even know you. Didn't never met you. You didn't know who he was. So we already know what that's about. So you over there using Reggie. Reggie, you're being used and abused. Yup. Used and abused, man. You ought to call that elder abuse. You're over there abusing the old man. Telling these old lies and war stories. You know what I mean? Nah. That's not the truth. You need more people. You need more people. 1 minute he friend what you got you on the channel and it's all good. We got Suge coming out. Suge gonna come on bomb first. They lied about that too. Yasmin coming on bomb first. We talking to her people right now. Lied about that too. Right? Over there selling old t-shirts, old Death Row East, old Death Row East t-shirts. Y'all, they asking me about the t-shirts. You ain't own none of that, man. Stop it. He's a bootlegger at best. You know what I mean? A bootlegger at best. Going around, once again, clout chasing, hating on other people's real content that they're paying for, booking interviews, bringing people, flying people in and doing all of these real things. Reggie them not doing that. They got Reggie on every day. It's the Reggie show. You know what I mean? You should call it Lies with Reggie. Bums first. Lies with Reggie. Propaganda, mayhem, and lies. So, like I said, I had to make this video, man. If you haven't seen the video that they made today talking about, Billy Garland and all of that, it's just totally disrespectful. Like I said, totally disrespectful. And And you know, that's just what it is. Then he mentioned my name, talking to me, talking about me in a derogatory, talking about the art of dialogue in a derogatory manner, you know, all of these things. So I had to, you know, actually come and speak my piece and let you understand that, hey, you know what? Nah, man. Nah, not from a bum like Reggie the Rat Wright Jr. Not from a guy. Yeah, I know so much. I know so much about him. You know, some stuff I won't even mention because, you know, I don't stoop to that level. But I will tell the truth and the facts about you. Like even the brother Trey. Like 1 minute he's on Trey's team and talking about him, and then 1 minute he, you know, oh, is it, you know, oh, he coming in. No, nobody want nothing to do with you, Reggie and Gullible John. They've isolated themselves. They've isolated themselves. And that's a sad, sad situation. It's a sad situation, right? Yeah, that's what it is. So, like I said, thank you guys for tuning in. You know, hit the like button, the thumbs up button, and get this video out there. Like I said, Reggie hated Tupac with a passion. Now he's acting like he's talking about favor of Tupac, right? Meaning, no. Now he's talking about y'all keep blaming Suge. Suge does not deal with you like that, Reggie. He doesn't deal with you. He just called you a Judas. Nobody deals with you like that. You've left yourself in a corner. 1 minute they bringing somebody on their channel, the next minute they talking about them. Like, where do they do that at? You know? And so, like I said, your boy DELRAY, excuse me, straight gang.